Welcome to Santos Brothers Eats.
Food worth mentioning.
Let's do it.
All right, so welcome back to Santos Brothers Eats, where we're going to be talking about food worth mentioning. And I'm here, my name's Kenny. I'm here with my brother, Chef Jeff, and we visited a food truck downtown, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Are they downtown?
Downtown Toronto.
Yeah, I guess they're downtown, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, downtownish. We'll call it that, but they are a Toronto-based food truck, and they're called the Food Dudes.
Yes.
Now
that we're talking about downtown, because they have a brick and mortar, right? They have a brick and mortar location, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah. So where are they?
And in fact, that's where. It's on Carlaw and Lakeshore, 24 Carlaw, which is just like I mentioned, Carlaw and Lakeshore area.
It's a little north of Lakeshore.
So not too bad. It's not the best traveled by TTC, but you can bike there. But they do have a couple of food trucks that are usually out this time of year when there's usually food trucks happening.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And so they had kind of like their little mini food truck event. So they have a brick and mortar location, which we were at that location, but then their food truck was actually parked out back.
Yes, it was.
So they had, what was it called? Food Truck Market, or what was it called?
It was called the Food Truck Community Takeout Market.
That's what it was called. And I've been doing a little research.
Held in the backyard.
So I have a feeling that maybe they've just come back and they're going to do it regularly again. I'm not sure.
Okay, good.
Because they certainly have the room for it. And so, and since we are in the middle of the pandemic still, they were taking all these precautions. What did they do to make sure that everyone is as safe as possible in terms of keeping the spread of the coronavirus down?
Well, when you first entered the location, it was in a parking lot, but they had some signs out by the perimeter, and at one location, so that signs that said COVID-19, keep your distance, the 2 meters apart, and then at the main entrance, they actually had some PPE available, so that included some gloves, hand masks, and sanitizer.
Yeah.
And they also had the line markings that we see at restaurants and stores. So every 2 meters is a line. And then at the actual truck itself, there's a little box. So you stood in the box and you gave your order, and they had pay by tap. And then you sort of waited in a waiting area, and then it was time to pick up. There was another box at the takeout window. You stood in the box and say, "My name is this," and then they give you your food. And then they also ask you that you enjoy your food off-site. So meaning don't stay within the area, or at least be in the outside perimeter enjoying the food.
Yeah. And we're lucky that there was a little park that we could just kind of go to that was less than 2 minutes away. So we were able to eat our food there. And they had a great choice of menu, and just saying that between the two of us, Jeff, we've had everything that they have to offer, at least that they offered on that day. And so I think it's called the Truck Burger. Is that what it's called?
Yes, it is. Yeah, the Truck Burger. Yeah,
Truck Burger. It's a very tasty burger. I know that it's a prime rib burger, and I should have had this pulled up earlier, but I can't remember exactly what's in that burger.
Oh, okay. Well, I have it right here.
Okay. So, what's in the Truck Burger?
Yeah, the Truck Burger is a prime rib patty, American cheese, pickled onions, arugula, bacon jam, you can't go wrong there, pommes frites, so basically thin sliced potato, like French fries, FD sauce, I'm guessing is their sort of, I don't know who FD is, but like
FD is
homemade, house-made stuff.
FD is food.
Oh, of course it is. Oh, my goodness. How can I miss that?
Well, I'm guessing
that. And a Martin's potato roll. No, it makes sense. And Martin's potato roll, which I'm guessing is bigger. Martin's potato roll, I'm guessing is a bakery on site, or is Martin maybe their on-site baker?
Oh, that's the bread. That's the bun. Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the bun. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a really good combination. The cook of the burger was good. I'm guessing it was a medium well, that the way they cooked it. It was a medium well because it wasn't dried out, and of course it's the prime rib. It's a much better flavor than just some regular hamburger patty. And then the bacon jam really helps out with that. There's leaves on that. Was that arugula?
That's arugula.
Yeah. Okay. There's some
or rocket, as some people know it as.
Oh, okay. Never heard
Hmm.
it called that. So
Oh, okay.
very tasty burger. I would I'd probably get it again. And it's a good mixture of not only just flavor and taste, like I said before, but also good textures. The textures that were
Good.
involved with with the pickles and everything that was in place. Very very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had that. And, what did you have, Jeff?
So Diana and I shared the truffle fries. So shoestring potato French fries, which I really enjoy, nice and thin, not your usual French fries. A truffle malt aioli. So aioli is a fancy word for mayonnaise, but made with olive oil. And instead of using regular vinegar, they actually use malt vinegar and a bit of
Mm.
truffle oil as well. So, and it was good tasting. And then pecorino cheese, which is a type of Parmesan cheese. But like I said, because the nice thin French fries, they kept this crunch, and it was a good generous portion of French fries and sauce. So that was the truffle fries. And then along that, we had the Captain Crunch fish tacos. Yes, you heard me right, Captain Crunch fish tacos. So they basically took Captain Crunch cereal, put it in a food processor to make it nice and thin dusting,
Hmm.
and they added it into the batter or onto the coating. It doesn't say what kind of, oh, sorry, no, it doesn't say what kind of fish it was. I should have asked them the fish, but a nice generous portion of fried fish, had an avocado puree, pickled red cabbage,
Nice.
smoked sour cream, a hot sauce, which we didn't ask for, scallions, tomatoes, and cilantro as well. And you get two of those for your order. So yeah, so we had the fish tacos and truffle fries as well. And like Ken said, the texture was there, the nice crunch on the perfectly piece of fried fish, pickled cabbage, also nice crunch. The tortilla was nice; it held everything together, and then the puree and the sour cream and everything else just made it a nice meld of flavors.
Yeah, yeah. I was lucky enough, because it was I was very impressed with how big the portion. As Jeff said, it was a very generous portion with those truffle fries, and I was able to taste some of those as
Yeah.
well. And not only it's not just big, but it is very tastes very very good. And I did a little research because I just
Okay.
thought between aioli and mayo, and traditionally uh, aioli is made with olive oil and garlic,
Right.
and that's actually emulsified. And then mayo is made with not necessarily olive oil, but oil and egg yolk.
Yes. Exactly right. If you've ever seen mayonnaise being made, sometimes you never want to have mayonnaise again because you
Oh,
basically take egg yolks, a lot of oil, and
yep,
just blend it together.
yeah, it's blended, and you blend it long enough, it eventually turns white and creamy, and then
Yeah,
then they shove it in a jar and they put it on the store shelf. And but that's
exactly
basically
right.
mayo. Now the mayo that you might
Hmm.
see like at the grocery store, there's probably a lot more science that's involved into that because they got to make sure that it
Oh yeah,
keeps on the shelf and everything. But if if
exactly
there's
right.
a restaurant that makes their own mayo, that's what they're doing. They're just mixing up
That's
oil
it.
and vinegar, not oil and vinegar, oil and egg yolk. So
Egg yolks.
yeah, that's right, egg yolks. And then the basic difference is for the aioli, it's olive oil and garlic. And I really don't
Hmm.
know how it gets all creamy. Like I really, it's just you just blend it enough and it just gets creamy. Is that
You
right?
just blend it enough. Yeah. That's so. What happens is when making a mayonnaise or a vinaigrette, you need like an emulsifier. So a salad dressing basically is oil and vinegar. Um, but like they said, like a vinaigrette is oil and vinegar. That's it. And after a while, when you let it sit, of course, the oil rises to the top and the vinegar goes to the bottom. Oil and water. So usually you'll add mayonnaise or egg yolk as the emulsifier, and that's what forces the oil and the vinegar to mix together and then stay together. So that's what most salad dressings are. It's oil, vinegar, and then an emulsifier, whether it be mayonnaise, sorry, maybe mustard, egg yolk, or something else. Like you said, in the bottled salad dressings, it's more of a science or more of a chemical that makes that reaction as well.
Yes, yes. And so for the food dudes, they had an aioli. Oh, and by the way, if you ever hear the term garlic aioli, I guess like the garlic in front of the aioli, that's kind of redundant because it's already garlic and olive oil. So
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that the truffle aioli would be truffle oil, olive oil, and garlic, and then probably whatever else they want to put in there, maybe some salt and whatever.
Yeah.
To make that.
Exactly right.
It's very good. And I would definitely recommend it. It was $10, for fries, but that isn't. It's not unreasonable, for a food truck to price point, a side of fries that has something on it for like $10. I mean, you have poutine for $10. So it's
exactly right.
No big deal that you'd have truffle oil or what was it? Truffle fries. For $10. And they did offer just fries for half the price. It was $10.
Yeah, for just $5. So yeah.
Yeah. So if you didn't want to be as adventurous, go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, it was funny. We're watching a show called Animal Kingdom. It's about a gangster family in modern day time in California, and they actually held up a food truck, and for their effort, they actually got $10,000 just from the food truck. And the one comment was, $10,000, goddamn truffle fries. And I just found that funny that we had truffle fries for $10. And then in that sort of fictitious TV show, they robbed the food truck and they got $10,000. But you know what? When you watch those cooking shows like Great Food Truck Challenge or Race, and they call it the amounts they're getting, so it's not surprising sometimes. You're like, yeah, you can make a good, good amount of money, but it's a lot of time, a lot of effort.
And it's a lot of overhead too. It's, because let's face it, truffles aren't cheap and truffle oil isn't cheap.
Right.
So, they got to make some money, this isn't just some,
exactly right.
Charity, And so what would you rate the truffle fries?
Truffle fries for me, I give it a 9 out of 10. Like I said, nice. The shoestring fries were really what put it over that edge. Nice and crispy. Generous portion of everything. To me, to be honest, it could maybe the fries could have had more flavoring itself.
Did it season the fries a little bit more? You think? Is that what
season the fries just a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, a bit more salt. I know there's all this cheese already, but the fries themselves should have a bit more flavor to them by themselves. So 9 out of 10 for the truffle fries.
I would give the truffle fries, and I like them. I'd give them an 8, and 8 is very acceptable. Like if someone told me its meal is going to be 8 out of 10, I'd be very happy with that. And
it makes sense. Yeah.
I do like. Again, I keep talking about the portion. It's a very generous portion, and it tasted really good. I mean, every single fry was eaten. It was very, very good. I'd give the burger, the truck burger. If it didn't have that bacon jam, it'd probably be actually with bacon jam or not. I'll say I'd give it an 8, but because it had the bacon jam, 8.5. And
nice.
I do like my burgers. So you know what? To give something a 9 or a 10, it's got to be pretty exceptional. It got to be pretty exceptional. And this is a very, very good burger. An 8.5 is a strong. And that one, the truck burger, I think that was $10 as well. Right?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was $10. And then you guys had the Captain Crunch fish tacos.
Yeah, Captain Crunch fish tacos. I'll also give that an 8 out of 10 as well.
Okay.
Everything was good on it. Everything was good. I just 8 out of 10. Good portion.
Yeah, and it was good. They also had, you've had this on their menu, but I haven't had it before. They had, was it deep fried macaroni and cheese? Is that what it is?
Yeah, basically it's a mac and cheese ball.
Okay.
So just macaroni and portion of macaroni scooped out in a batter and then coated with breadcrumbs or something, but it was served in a San Marzano sauce. So San Marzano is a type of tomato, a type of plum Italian tomato, a basil puree, and then dusted with more pepperoni cheese. and you get 2 of those for $10. So
how
it's the same
big
price
would
point
you
as like
just say would
as a fish.
be? Would you say the mac and cheese ball would be?
I would say maybe just a bit bigger than, sorry, just a bit smaller than a tennis ball.
Okay.
So it is a good portion, for $10, and it's just macaroni and cheese, so it should be quite large. So just a little under a tennis ball is a good size for it.
Very good.
For that price, yeah.
Yeah. So what's nice about that is that, let's say you wanted to try the mac and cheese balls, but you want to get something else, and if you're with someone else, you guys could probably split, an order of mac and cheese balls, and then you each get one,
Yeah.
and then one person has the tacos, the other person has a burger, that sort of thing, and you'd be very satisfied with that meal. I mean, the three of us, we ate basically for $30. I mean, that was $10. That included the tax, and no, there was tip.
Yeah.
I forgot what that was, the cash tip.
Yeah.
But but without the tip, it was $30, and there was nothing else to think about. And so, because sometimes it's just a little bit deceiving. You're like, oh man, with the tax, it's a little bit more. No, it's not. There's no tax on that.
No.
The tax is included.
No tax.
And
that's it.
And I was very satisfied with that meal. We ate that meal. The three of us that ate was $30, $10 each, and I was very happy with that.
Yeah, it was a good afternoon. Like, great weather, excellent company. So yeah, it was. They say that food's always good to be enjoyed together with other people, and that's what we had.
Yeah,
it was
and
nice.
I got to mention this, is that for some of the, if you're in Toronto, we had just opened up this concept of social circles, because this is the first time I've really been able to eat with Jeff in quite a while.
Yeah,
he's come over to the house, and we've done this social distancing, and so we'd have like 6 feet between us, and we'd be kind of eating in chairs. But this is the first time that I've been able to eat at a table with my brother for a while. And basically they announced that, I think they announced that Thursday or Friday, and by Saturday, the first weekend, we were on it. And so we wanted to make sure that we were eating together. And I remember looking at the menu, and I was thinking of getting the fish taco, but I remembered, well, we're going to probably do a podcast about this, and it would be kind of boring if you had the fish tacos and then I had the fish tacos. Like, let's have a little bit more to talk about. So I did get the burger.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And I was happy that I got that burger, the truck burger it's called.
Right.
And
truck burger, yes, sir.
I can't say that I recommend everything on the menu because I just haven't had the mac and cheese balls, but everything else I would recommend. Would you recommend the mac and cheese balls? What would you rate those?
Oh yeah, I remember I saw Food Dudes a couple of years ago at the Nuit Blanche event in Toronto. For those of you that know, Nuit Blanche is a sort of arts festival that happens on the streets of Toronto. It happens. There's other events around the world, but Food Dudes, I remember was one of the food trucks that were there, and I believe that's the first time I had their mac and cheese balls, and they were delicious. It was good. It was a good snack to have while you're going around the various locations. Like I said, nice hearty portion. The sauce was good from what I remember. I give those an 8 out of 10 as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So if you're ever at a food truck festival, or if you're at a food truck gathering, or whatever, and you see the Food Dudes, you will not miss. If you if you're wondering which food truck to go to, and you're wondering if the Food Dudes is any good, we're here to tell you it's a good food truck. That one's worth the lineup, worth the price, worth everything. Definitely go to that. What else do we have to talk about, Jeff? Anything else?
There are already currently a lot of food truck events happening. So hopefully by the time you hear this, you've already been to a few of them. But if you haven't, still support local restaurants, local food trucks. They've been off the road since March, but I know that they're usually out by that time. But this is their usual season. They've already geared up and done like maybe at least 10 events, and they haven't been out as of yet. There are some that are pivoting, as the term is. Like I know one of our favorite food trucks, Feast Dough, they do dumplings. They're doing frozen dumplings. They're doing delivery out to their customers in their area. Like Food Dudes, they're opening up their own little private food truck events. I know there's one happening this weekend, so June 19th at Yorkdale Mall. There's another happening, Food Truck on Fridays, having another one on Wednesday in another location. So yeah, so once the pandemic lifts, just go out and support local restaurants, local food trucks. I saw a good thing on Facebook. It says if you go into a restaurant that offer patio service, just don't go there and sit and have a coffee or water. They've been out of work for so long and they need your business. So go there and have a meal, but don't stay too long. Just enjoy it, enjoy your company, and then when you're full and you're done, then leave, because the patios they have right now aren't as big as their restaurants, so they need more of a turnover to make money and support their families and feed their own families, feed their own food their families. So yeah, so respect the rules and just get there and support everything local. Hashtag support local.
Yeah, support local. That is really important to really bring up, because if you go to a restaurant and you take up one of their patio tables, and if you're just ordering a coffee, that is income that basically they're losing. Yes, I understand you're entitled to, you have every right to sit at that table because you've ordered food, but if you're just having a coffee, you're kind of taking money out of their pockets, because someone else could be sitting there and spending more money than you. And this is not about, just because they have more money, they're more important than you or anything like that. But we got to remember, it is expensive to run a restaurant. It is expensive to, keep the lights on. And after they run the restaurant, they still need more money left over to run their household. So,
yes.
Just like you have a job to run your household, they're running the restaurant, not only to run the restaurant, but also to keep up with their day-to-day living. So that's a great point, Jeff. Let's make sure that we support local, and while we're supporting local, we got to keep them in mind, as well as that we don't take up too much of their table space and don't take up too much of it too long.
That's right.
Yeah. And that's it for this week's Santos Brothers Eat. Definitely visit the Food Dudes and any other local foods, because we are starting to open up slowly. And when you're out there, of course, this pandemic is not over. All right.
Correct.
We do not want a second wave. We're going to continue to be responsible. Wear your gloves, wear your masks, make sure you sanitize, and be careful out there. And that will be it for us. And we're looking forward to when we chat with you guys next week. And we're going to be talking about more food worth mentioning.
That's right. And then until next time, remember this quote from Julia Child: people who love to eat are always the best people.
That includes my brother, Chef Jeff, me, and then you as well, if you like to eat food worth mentioning. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody.
All right. Have a good night. Take care, everybody.
All right.
You've been listening to Santos Brothers Eat.
Food worth mentioning.